Right. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever time you're watching this. Yeah. So this is week three. I'm sure you have done week two before now and done the assignment for week two. So this is week three now. For week three, we'll be looking at character design and audio integration for week three. Character design and audio integration. Yeah, so this week we'll focus on two essential areas of animation. Two areas of designing characters that are easy to animate and adding voice and audio to the character to life. So those are the two areas we're looking at. So designing character and then we'll add voice or audio to it. So like the first one is character design for animation. We're looking at good character design as to be simple, readable, and animation ready. So that's what makes the character good and ready for animation. It has to be simple, readable, and animation ready. So the second one is we use either Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop to design a character. So I'll be using Illustrator because I have my tablet so I can draw. It makes it faster for me. Okay, Photoshop doesn't work with my pen. My tool, yeah. My pen doesn't work on the current version of the currency, so that's why I use Illustrator. Then we separate key parts into layers, which will include the head, body, the eyes, eyebrows, mouth, arms, and legs. Then we'll keep our proportions consistent, shapes good, we use clear silhouettes, make sure our body parts can move independently. So that's how we begin before we now go into importing character and then working with the body. So this is what we'll be doing today. So let's jump right into it. Yeah. So means we are going to open Illustrator now and begin learning our character. Now before we go to Illustrator, there's a way I used to do before to design characters. So I have to make the character to design, I have to make plans, like I have to make plan what I want to do. So I used to go to Pinterest and get a particular character I want and I draw it, trace over it, kind of. So not AI now, you can easily generate prompt. So it's either you choose Pinterest, or if you don't, if there's a particular thing you want and not on Pinterest, you can just use AI to just generate your image. So this character, but I did this because later on, as the course progresses, we'll need the side view, we'll need the back view. So I just needed something simple. So remember in our course outline, we said the character has to be simple. So I tried using AI as well, but I wasn't getting what I wanted. So I just had to fall back to Pinterest I'm used to. Yeah, so we'll bring in that now. Go to File and replace. Yeah, so while in Character Animator, which we used to use import or After Effects import for Illustrator, place a reference or to bring in an image, you use place. So I click on place and then I locate that image I downloaded, which is this. I place it here. So once it comes in, I just this image is not very clear the way I would want it. So I will just pause the video here and go to use image upscaler. So I want to upscale the image so that it can be clear. So I'll just pause it and then I'll come back. Okay, So I've scaled the image. This is what it looks like. So when you bring in your image, you can double click on the layer and select templates to make it a template. What that does is that it reduces the opacity to 50%. Yeah, so we are working first with this guy here. First pose, that in front pose. We have front, we have quarter side, we have side, and we have back. So remember, like I said from the beginning, this process is mostly for those who do not know how to draw or they can't do the traditional drawing and sketching animation. So you have a reference to use. So now create our first layer. If you watch them, with two lessons, the first will be our background, our face background. So we have our first line. It works just the way you do it on Photoshop. It's the same thing on Illustrator. So we have our first layer now. I'm going to do this face background. So I'm using my pen to. We just got a tablet, so I'm sure it's working by now. So I'll just rename this our head image as background. Then now you could create your own what do you call it, brush you want to use. If you don't like this preset brushes, probably I'll do a short video about how to create brushes. But for now, I don't think I'll be needing any brush for this character, because the edges, if you look at this character, there are no black outlines, there are no outlines. So we are not giving this character outlines. These places where we have black, we are going to just use our pen to do that. So I want to create a brush. I'm going to have a separate video for that. Just remind me if I forget how to create brushes. So let's just go to our pen to select our colors. I think I should just do it in a palette. I can just pick my color, so use the eyedropper to select this color. Just want to select my color, so let's say this character looks something like this, brown, not too dark. So I'll use that box. Then I want a darker shade of this also, so I'll just double click on this place too, and then just the brightness now is what I will touch. You could come here and just select some around there, but I want it to be more precise, so I'll just increase the values. So I'll bring down the values to let's say 50, let's see how it is. So let's just set it at 70. Let's say 70 is okay. 70. So I'll do another box, create a second shade of that brown, and then we'll get a third shade where we use for obviously we have places that are darker. So this will be like the main hue. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know if HU, that is that word for color. Then this will be the mid tone. So now we'll create the shade. So remember here we use 70, but kept it at 69. does that. Usually use it by 1%. So we broke down like darker one should be around, let's say 60. It should come to that. So 60, very dark brown. Okay, so that is for our brown. Then let's create for the eyes and what is tying on the waist to have the same white but different shades. So let's just have our white also outlined. It makes it easier for us to choose colors when we are working instead of always coming here. If we don't have this here, we'll always be coming here doing that and trying to select. So let's just have our colors ready. First way to approach this. So we have white, complete white. If you have done, probably on your own, you can look out color, just read up on colors. White is the absence of color, and black is the totality of all color. Like bringing all the colors together gives you black. When you add, mix many colors together, it gives you black. White is absence of color. So white and black, we don't refer to them as colors. You can call them neutrals, or just like I said, white is absence of color, black is, so we don't call them colors actually. We call them, best to call them neutral. That's the right word to call them as colors. So using the whites here. Another shade of this white. So let's see. So I see the brightness is 100%. So let's bring it down to somewhere around 70 for a start. Okay, 70 is too far. 70 should be our third shade. That's our shade. So the mid-tone should be around 80 then. So 80 is perfect for was a part of the month. So just you need to know it. It makes your work faster when you start working. So then the last one should be rather than 70, let's go 65. So 65. So whichever one works for you, but this works for me, so I can use this one now as this darker region. What is time, is it wrapper or is skirt, whatever it is. Alright, so we have our color palettes ready. Let's move into our head background now. So pick my pen tool. No, where we are, pen tool. Rather than pen tool, I'll use pencil tool. Use pen, but I think I prefer pencil since I'm drawing, so let me use the pencil to the Illustrator. Photoshop doesn't have pencil. What Photoshop has is pencil. Use pencil. So pick my first color first, which is this. Go back to my pencil tool. Shortcut for pencil tool is N. So something like this. Have something like so. I can just hide the color so that I see the outlines and make it accurate. Remember in the last this thing we did, the last class we did the AS different from this background, this face background. So you could choose to do it that way. That is, you just do this. Yeah, so this is one option, something like this. The other option, let me just show you. Now, when you're designing, most designs or the best designs use simple shapes. Like what I just did now is not a simple shape. In short, this doesn't have a name. This shape doesn't have a name. So the best way to do this is this. I use circles and use my pencil to a pen things. So you can see how it's very accurate and precise than that thing I did. So the best designs use simple shapes. So we have this now. Perfect. Then for this also, you do this, and then you go to your pen tool. Let's hide the color for now, and then you do your adjustments. So you see, we still get our shape, but we got the shape from using a circle. So that's the best way to create a design, to create complicated or complex shapes. Create them from simple, regular shapes. So this now, just duplicate it this way. Before we do that, since this is our ear, let's create a new layer. So to create a new layer, you do that from here. You can see here, create new layer. So create new layer. Let's drag this into this place. So you click on it, you hold and you drag. That's right click now, you hold and you drag and place it here. So let's name this one. This is our right here. Right here. And just leave that there for now. So let's work on this RPG back. So we're using a simple shape here. Our face BG. Okay. So I think we are done with it after. There's nothing else to do. Yeah, we are. So this complicated one, we don't need it. We are just delete it. Drag it to it or delete it. So we're done with this. But let's hide it for now and move to the layers. So for this, we add our color. You can decide to use this other shade of color, and then this ear should be behind the head. We want to something like this. Remember, we're using this character as a reference, so you could choose to make some things differ from the reference. Yeah, not compose it exactly that way. You can bring in your own creativity. So we have this ear. Let's hide this. Get our brush. Let's select this color, dark, very dark shade. This one. Then brush this or V for the shortcut. So what we are doing now is we are doing this outline that is here like this. Just join on it. Now double click on this. Just double click on this brush. Fidelity. What fidelity means is it's when you draw your curves, it's either smoothens the curves or makes it more accurate to how you did the stroke. For example, now look at the first one. Now let me draw a stroke for you to see. I do something like this. It maintains the roughness. You see, my hand wasn't straight, so it's a U I did, but look at how jagged the edges are, and then compare it to this, the highest value. I do this. You see how smooth it is. But my hand wasn't that smooth. The line I drew was not that perfect. But because the fidelity is set at the highest value, it just straightened it. So the software was able to detect that okay, it's a U he wants to do. So let's ignore the fact that his hand is shaking and it's going zigzag. Let's just straighten it for him, make it smooth for him. So that's the difference in this setting. So depending on the area you're working on or what you want to do, you will have to always change the settings. So most times I keep it in the middle here. I think when I started using the pen, I was keeping it here so that it's helping straighten. But now I know my hand is kind of to an extent is straight, so I just keep it here. So if I want something to be curved and not straight, I will intentionally make it that way. And if I want it to be straight, I will be it straight, and the middle here will straighten it up for me. So I always keep it midpoint or here. I don't go below and I don't go to the highest. So I usually shuffle between those two. So, but as you're starting, you can shuffle between very smooth and this. I usually keep it in the middle for this. So let's go back to it. Let's delete this. Delete. So we need something like this. Yeah. And then need another one. Yeah. So it means we have something like this. So you can duplicate this and bring it this way. You don't need to do another here. So just to duplicate, I need to check the shortcut for it. But this is what I'm doing here actually. Select this. I don't know why I've had so many shortcuts in my life. I don't know which one works for this with the right now. Okay, this is what you do. Just select this, hold Alt and drag it. So once you drag, you see that plus sign. It's selected now. Right click on it. I'm holding the right click, I'm not leaving it. And then I hold Alt and I drag the sign. I think I need to get the shortcut for you. Since you're not seeing my hand, I can't really get it. Alright, I've checked, there's no shortcut to that. So I think what you just do is you select it, hold it, drag it, and come down to this place where there's a line. Plus sign will show you, leave it to create a copy for you. So you can see it's right here, copy. So remember with that hold, move it to this other place. So I hold shift and I'm using my arrow keys. If you use just arrow keys to move slowly, that's how I'm holding shift, and then I'm using the arrow left and right arrow to move it, position it where I want to. So once I get there, I have to flip it. Remember, this other side is now the left side. So I'll go to properties and then flip horizontally. So it's now facing this way now. So here we have our left, here we have to rename it. Making progress. So let's go on. The next thing will be to this now. Or let's do the eyebrows first. Let's do the brows. Once you follow this is brows strictly, you might have to do as well. Let's just follow it. Let's follow it. The reason I want us to follow it because we'll still come back to this character later. So let's just follow it. Now remember I said something about having basic shapes, so we could just use our pen tool and draw this, but let's make use continue. Let's just be consistent with using our basic shapes. So I'll create a new layer, move it up here, and then I'll just name this right eyebrow. Remember there should be a plus sign because our eyebrow should be independent. I remember what I said by being independent. It means that part of the body is going to move on its own. So it means irrespective of where the face is moving to, the head or neck movement, eyebrows, someone can decide to move their brows up and down like that. So we have to, whichever part of the body is going to move, can move on its own, is independent, irrespective of the fact that it is attached to a part of the body. We put a plus sign in front, so plus right eyebrow. Then pick the color we want to use. It's going to be black. I didn't include black in our color palette, so but let's just quickly select one from color here, black. Yeah, so let's use basic shape. This is right eyebrow, so right is this side. So you see, I'm using circle, but it fits into the shape here. Yeah, so we're done with that. Let's duplicate also. Just hold drag and use the layer here, and then drop it here. Rename this to plus left eyebrow. Remember, this naming has to be this way. So I attached the puppet in the last lesson with two, which you have to see and just see how the layers have been arranged. So we are following that same order, it's not different. So we have to move this way. So use your arrow keys, but to be slow, so I will just hold shift while I'm using the arrow keys to make it fast. Yeah, so position it here. Yeah, so we have right eyebrow, left eyebrow. Let's move to the eyes. Let's do the mouth first. Let's do the mouth. Let's do the mouth. So on that layer, call it nose. We should make this nose also independent so that it doesn't. Remember, there was the one we did last week. What happened to our nose? So let's make it independent. Yeah. So for the nose, this nose is not very visible. Let's do something. You can get our brush tool now. Get our brush tool. Let's pick a color first. Let's pick this shade. Get our brush tool. And let's do something like this. Okay. No, I don't like that. Okay, then let's bring in another shade. Let me use the pen tool now. Do something like this. So I have something like this. Now what I want to do with this is I want to just blur this color out. So I'll go to effects, blur, and caution blur. And to do something like this. So the edges of the color or the shape are not sharp, just blurred out. So and I want it under this, like so. Then I want to reduce the size of this to around 0.75 or 0.5. So 0.5 is okay. So let me put on our head background. So you see, nose should be there, and right eyebrows should also be above it. So we have something like this. Nose not very visible. So let's still work on this nose. This is black instead. Okay, I think I like this. It's okay. All right, let's move forward. So it's time for the eyes. So we're starting with for the eyes now. We're starting with, remember what I called this? I said we could use this as the eyeball, and what eyeball does in Character Animator is that it sets a boundary for the pupil. So it means if this pupil is moving here, it doesn't cross this outline, it doesn't cross this white area, so it just stays within. So let's begin with that. Our eyeball, which is the right one. Let's start with the right one. Right eyeball. So it should be white, it should be a circle. We call it circular ellipse. It's called ellipse, so we can illustrate this ellipse is called ellipse. Alright, so this should be white. So you can hide this for now. Create another layer on it. And create the pupil. Now remember, pupil also is going to have some movements. It's independent of the face or the eye. So there'll be a plus in front. Plus right pupil. Alright, so the same ellipse. This time around is going to be black. Yeah, so black. There we are. So we'll create another layer. And I'll tell you what I want to use the layer for in a bit. Let's just call it lead, whether it's lower or it's upper lead. Let's just call it lead for now. So if you see this place now, it's covering part of the eyes. So let's create something for that. So and it's using the same skin tone with the face. So it means we have to select our main tone, which is this. Then you could still use our ellipse tool. Remember I said the best way of designing is beginning with basic shapes. So we use our basic shape. Yeah. Put on our head back and you see now. Let's put on this. So this is cover. Yeah, so our basic shape also works. We could just use our pen tool and do the adjustments necessary. Works. So we'll adjust this nose later. Let's finish working on this. So adjust this and just some adjustments. Okay, so then we will duplicate it. This way. So something like this. And now, let's delete it. Let's bring it together with the eyes. Yeah, let's remove this. so they will be together when we duplicate the whole eye set. Alright, so I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. So we'll create another layer now. We'll call it right eye. So everything that belongs to the right eye will now go into that layer. So the right pupil, the lid, the right eyeball, 3 of them will all go in there. Right now we are not creating blink. Or should we? Let's go back to our first outline and see if we should add a blink to this one. I wanted to leave the blink for that. Perhaps if it's something that's supposed to cover in another week, another class, we should not. But let's go back to our. Before that, let's save this. So we're saving this. Save as our. I like to call our characters Victor. That one was Victor. What should we call this one? Let's call it Victor. Jungle Victor. Jungle Victor. Alright, so there's our folder. Animation course. Yeah. So Jungle Victor is saved here. Alright, let's have a peek at our outline. Okay, you can't see the screen right now because I'm not projecting the one I'm using to. Okay, we have blink, add layers, tag path, monolith, blink, mouth shapes. Yeah, we have blink, so we'll do that. Alright, so we've saved what we've done so far. Yeah, so there is blink. We should include that. So let's create another layer inside the right eye. There's another layer. Now, how the blink works, I explained that when I was doing the first character we did, the one at the beach that was heading down to the ball or something like that. The blink will not be visible. So let's do something simple. Let's use our basic shape. So let's assume when he's closing his eyes or when he's blinking, we have something like this. We have something like this, and we are using this color. Mid tone. Color palette. I'm using the mid tone for it. So this what we're using for it. So yeah, it's called the right blink. So all this will be closed. Then it will be something like this. That's in the middle. We want it to be in the middle when it's closing them. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so this is ready. Remember, this should be hidden. So we duplicate this, just select, drag and put it here, and then we name it to left eye. Then we go in. Remember to go in once you duplicate so that you can also rename this one inside. So this will be left blink. This will be left pupil. Left. Take note, make sure naming is correct. If there are spelling errors, it won't work. You have to go and do it manually in Character Animator. So you have to get it right here so that everything will automatically work when you get to Character Animator. So in this lead copy, we can leave lead as lead copy. There's nothing is doing there. It's just covering the eyes for us a bit. And this should be left eyeball. Left eyeball. Then we would have to move it. Before moving it, make sure whenever you're moving something, you're dragging something, change it to another position. If it is hidden, it will not move along with the rest. So make sure there's nothing that is hidden. Use this side, as everything is visible. Select it and then we can use our shift and arrow and move this. Yeah, this is where we want it. And this is where we see what we want. Okay, so somewhere there, so that I said we'll have to adjust our nose. So we have our left eye, we have to put up blink. The blink will have to go up. This will come on. Okay, I think it's okay here. It's okay. So now we need mouth for this guy before we go to that. Okay, so remember I told you about mouths, how they work. Yeah, we have different sounds. Different what's the word now? The word for it, but there are different shapes. We use the main consonant and vowel sounds to represent them. Majorly consonant sounds. For example, P, we have S, we have F, and those kind of. So we don't need to draw our own mouth set. But if you have time, like there are some projects I'll take and I'll sit down and do a complete mouth set, but there are usually mouth sets available in Character Animator. We can just copy and bring it in here. So I'll just look for a puppet in Character Animator and then I'll come back copy. So I think let me just show you how to get those mouths. Most times I go online, download, and then bring it in. But I think I should have one open somewhere. So if you have one, download one. Like the one I sent to you, you can always copy if it's an Illustrator file. So I think there was a fish I opened somewhere sometime. Let me look for it. It's like this picture. Let's just open this mouth folder. I'll have to put all of them on. Remember I said when you're copying or you're moving something, everything should be visible for the layer. Everything. Because if you copy without making it visible, you'll see them at different positions. So scatter kind of. So I have this copied now. And just hold this and just drag it. See, I held, I dragged. Let me go back to that set. So this layer now, I selected it. You know, if we want to duplicate it, we'll drag it down here. But this time around, I'm dragging it to the other project I'm working on, the artboard. So I could get to just swap there and then I'll just drop it. Once it's selected, you go to edit, copy or Ctrl C. You come back here and do Ctrl V or edit. So paste it and then select all. Remember, this is what I selected to drag everything so that none of them will be selected. So just position it and then Shift Alt and then you will drag down to scale. Remember, Shift Alt so that it will scale proportionally. Shift Alt, scale it down again. That should be somewhere around here. Actually, down Shift Alt, very small materials. Yeah, so something like so. You can now hide all of them and see one after the other. So this is what our neutral looks like. This is what our smile looks like. So it's very fine. This is what his wholesome looks like. This is what the surprised expression looks like. And remember I said surprised and smile, they are expressions. So the default expression usually added to every mouth set is surprised and smile. So you could get some templates online that will add many others like angry, sad, laugh, mock, clown. There's different many expressions you get them online. Alright, so our mouth is ready. Let's name this to mouth set. Yep, mouth right. Mouth yes. So now let's go to the hair. I want to do something for the hair. I want to make it in a way that in subsequent lessons we'll use physics of it. So which means when he's moving his head, you'll see the dangling hair like physics, you know, the way since his hair looks like a dread or that kind. So we need physics for that. It will not just glue to the head or something, it has to dangle when it's moving. So let's do that. Let's create a new layer. Let's hide this head background so that we can see what's happening there. Hide the ears also. Alright, so we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 3 can be together 6, 7, 8. Let's say like up to 8 or 9 of them. But let's begin from a base. We need a base color. So let's start from there. So that base color should be black. Let's make this black. So this is where I'm going to make it on my pen or pencil too, because this is not a basic shape, sort of. So I'll have something like this. So I have something like this. Then just make sure it's properly aligned to our forehead. So something like this. Okay, let's just say something like this. Create another layer for the first strand. So let's call this front and this we can call strand 1. Strand 1. Let's add a plus. Remember I said it's going to be moving, so plus makes it independent. It can move on its own. So strand 1. Then something slightly brighter than the black we used. So let's increase this brightness to around, since it's red, it should be in between. Should bring in brown, or should be gray, or probably has been in the jungle for long, so it should be gray, or let's just increase this brightness to around 30 and see what it will give us. Okay, no, that's not what we want. We want something around yeah. So, and our first strand should be attached here. Okay, so we have strand 1. Create another layer so that we can have strand 2. So we can have something like this, strand 2. Let's call this plus strand 2. So we have something like this. Character is coming alive. Alright, so that is all for the face. So all these strands now, create a layer for it and then put it in that layer. Just call it the front. So from 10 to 1, we are all going in there. Unlock them. Alright. Yes. Put this up. We have this. So Ctrl S. So remember last week what we just did for the second week of the end. So we're moving to the body now. Let's create another layer for this so that we can take them inside. So everything down. They are all going in here, and then it's does that. Ctrl S to save this. Very fine. Alright, so the next thing will be to work on the body. So we start with another new layer. To pick my pencil, select my color. Pencil is active. Then I do this. Now, this is the first thing I'm doing. This is called torso. Or torso. So you can see it's not very straight. So I'll just jump now to my curvature, then to the one beside the pen curvature, and then I use curvature to smoothen it. If there is lead, I will delete some anchor points. For example, let me go back to pencil, then make some here. Okay, so I have something like this. Okay, we should meet sort of Alright, so we work on that. So we have so we have this now that we call that you call it the torso, or you call it the torso. It's the same spelling, whichever one you choose. Yeah, so then we need the neck also. So we can use this rounded rectangle for the neck. Something like this, but I'll give it a different shade, which is mid. This shade and put it behind the torso. So let's create this wrapper first. What do we call it? As a skirt. So I'll be using the pencil tool. This Photoshop pencil. You can use your pen or your brush. You could also use brush to do shape actually. Shapes. So this should be this shade, and my pencil too. Then I'll do something like this. That's for one bit. I have another part. Okay, so that should be under this part. And then I think I have also under this one. And then I have this part. Then I have the back of the shade, so let's choose this shade here. So for this, we'll keep behind the torso and the legs. Let's create a new layer for that. Back wrapper, and you can put out this one. See what we have so far. Let's put this off for now. Let's see how we can bring in our shade. So for underneath this, there should be you can reduce the opacity down, and we have this. Then for this, we have something like this here. Okay, so I'll be stopping this one video here. I'll break it into two, and then when we come back, I'll continue the second one. So I'll drop part 2.